Welcome back to What's Next Garage. Today we have a 2016 Nissan Rogue with some front end noise.
Wow, prop rod is up here. I would look for hours. There's the prop rod.
Nissan has been known to have subframe bushing problems. That's kind of where we think the noise is coming from, but I want to go through and investigate the control arm bushings, the struts, the tie rod ends, and ball joints.
Looking at that control arm bushing, we'll get a pry bar, we'll move it around a little bit. They're all nice and tight.
You really got to be kind of aggressive with the tie rod ends and the ball joints to try and see if there's movement in there. Pry bars help. This bushing was not damaged.
Everything is still attached, but it's not broken out of there. It's all still solid. No, there's nothing I see there at all. Spring's not broke. Yeah, that's all on there. It's all good and tight. This movement here is just a play inside of the joint here and here. This side looks good. This side looks really good. There's no obvious signs of wear.
Here I'm just repeating the same process that I did on the driver's side and on the passenger side, making sure to give everything a thorough inspection.
All right, let's take a look at all this stuff. Okay, we got the same play in there. Hammer good. Tie rod end, no noise. These are reacting perfectly. They're not loose, they don't clunk. Let's take a look at that bushing. Okay, so everything is still intact, so it isn't broke, it's still reacting. And I'm just prying on the lower ball joint here. That all looks good. Let's look at the strut now.
I have seen broken strut springs, but typically not on Nissan.
Spring is good, spring's not cracked. I don't see any play. I don't feel anything. Externally, there's no signs of damage anywhere. On the strut, on the stabilizer link, on the stabilizer connection where the stabilizer is bolted in. Ball joints and tie rod ends all look good, and the axle, it's got the same amount of lateral play. All right, let's get her in the air and let's check out the subframe bushings. Okay, so first thing we're gonna look at is we're pretty good spaced here, and this one looks like it is lower, but there's actually a piece of probably reinforcing or maybe just stabilizing that's a little bit bent down. So first glance, everything looks to be at a consistent height. So let's get a pry bar, we'll pry on these a little bit, and then we'll get an engine stand, undercar jack stand, and we'll pop off these two, or these four, and these two. These are the bushing bolts. Let's get a pry bar in here. We'll take a look at them, and then we'll blast this out. I'll come in this side here. So there really isn't any banging around. All right, let's check the other side. That didn't look like it was too bad. Okay, let's check this guy out. So it appears to be about the same amount. Right in there, see that? So that means that this steel part, right there you see light. So this steel part of the bushing, or of the subframe, is not even touching this piece, this brace. So that one is good. And if we look at this one, you can see the same gap. So this steel is not even touching the subframe, or the this piece. So that's still good. We're not gonna mess with that. We're not gonna futz with the rears. So now I'll take this piece off. So we're putting a little bit of pressure up on that engine, on this subframe, and we're gonna blast these out. Now these are nice and solid. Let's lower that. Now this whole subframe is gonna come down. We're just pivoting. We're not gonna come down a ton. That's solid, that's solid. None of these show, I'll show you what I'm wiggling. And they're tight. Everything is still really nice and tight in there. And this side is the same way. Reacts the same way. So I'm gonna put this all back together, and then we're gonna move up to the front ones, and we'll do the same thing. We'll put the engine, or we'll put the jack stand here. We'll take those out and we'll lower it down, and then we'll check and verify that those front subframe bushings are good.
On this piece of structural support, they actually have rubber bushings. Well, really not rubber bushings, just a rubber washer that lands right underneath that cup that holds the subframe bushings.
And the rubber bushing is moving up there, so it's not tore. Well, it's not the bushings. Bushings are in good shape. We're gonna button this back up, put those to 73 foot-pounds, and look for something else. Right here, this is touching. So when I turned the wheel really hard yesterday while I was test driving, I heard scraping noises. And you see how far away the back is? This front, it looks like somebody bent it or damaged it. And there is some sign that somebody was in here, probably just a brake job maybe. But I'm gonna bend that one out, and the other side is the same way. So let's see if we can just bend that out slightly. We'll use this little baby pry bar. There, now we have a gap. And it matches the back side. So let's see if we hear that ting? That tinging noise went away. Let's go in there and let's just bend that baby out also. There, see? See, and you see how I'm barely prying on it, so anytime you get in here to do the brake caliper or the brakes, you have the chance to bend that in. So now I'm gonna go up and tap that. Here, it's not that tingly rattly. So I'll bet that scraping noise is now gonna be gone. This heat shield right here is making a little bit of racket. Now see how loose that is? This guy is also kind of loose. So I think I'm gonna get a stainless steel hose clamp just to go around there to add a little bit more tension to that. And we're just gonna put this guy on there just to see if we can quiet it down a touch.
These lousy heat shields are always the first thing to rust apart and fall off.
Yep, that's not making any noise now. And it's actually holding on to this piece. Let's just give that a little bit more. There we go. Okay, so that quiets that up. So we got the dust shield on the rotors. We have this heat shield here. All the bushings are in good shape. I don't know where else to go with it, but we'll do the oil change and then we'll be done. And I'm not gonna film the oil change. Oil change is all pretty straightforward. Drain it from there. Where's the filter on this thing? You have to remove this plastic piece. I removed it. You got push pins along the front, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of a different style. So there's two different styles. But all it is the push pins. I'm not gonna record that. So that's it. Ta-da! I'll tell you what, Allison over at our local auto parts store completely hooked me up. I got everything I needed as far as the oil, and then went so far as to label all of the filters what they're for. Unbelievable. That level of service is what keeps people coming back. Thanks, Allison. All right, I said I wasn't gonna show the oil change, but you gotta see this. The oil filter is right there. Look at that. You gotta bend this piece of plastic out of the way, but I'm gonna pull these pins out of here, but look at that. And then this thing just sits and flaps in the breeze. How dumb, right? Because you get that. Because no oil change place is gonna pull all those pins out and be gentle on your cover. They're gonna pry it out of the way. There, ta-da! Because I didn't have enough filter taker offers, I bought these two also. I think these are gonna work the best for taking them off. Very aggressive grabbers. I'll put a link in the description below for these babies. Look at that. Oh, look at how easy, yeah, hey, that works good. I bet it's gonna drip all on top of this. I love when spring's here, because everybody goes through their drawers and then you get all these great rags. Rag socks. Okay. Ugh. So it's gonna, well, maybe. That's not, I can live with that. Wow, I may have been wrong. So I'm putting on a STP extended life filter. We're just gonna go like this. And we'll give them just a hand tighten right about there. Perfect. So we're all good. We'll wipe this ledge off. So that's not bad. That actually has a little pour spout divot. That's pretty cool. All right, we'll put that cover back on. I really like this one. Yeah, see, this one is, I did not break that, but that was broken. Let's see what we got to replace that. So I typically keep a couple of kits around. I'll link these in the description below, but they usually have the push pin I need. All right, so we'll push these guys in there. Still floppy moppy, but. Okay, that's in there. Let's put some oil in this thing. Okay, we're rolling 85 foot-pounds. Seems rather low.
I'm just going around doing a final torque on the wheels, and after that, I'll put the hubcaps on, and this one will be out of here. Be sure to check the links in the description below for the filter wrenches and push pins. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. It is free. Thanks for stopping by, and have a great day.